he's not crossing boundaries, but he used his boundaries as a shield.
I fell in love with my psychiatrist opinion from someone with a diagnosed personality disorder as well as ADHD. Final part. Now that was an interesting statement because I'll admit it, I have borderline personality disorder. I didn't like boundaries for a very large part of my life, so maybe I just don't understand it. I need somebody to explain this. However, the way that she says this, well, he used his boundaries as a shield. That's how I use mine. Is that not how we're supposed to be using them? Oh, I'm in remission. That means I don't meet the diagnostic criteria anymore, which I did see a lot of comments from you guys kind of saying, like, I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know that was a thing. Now, I'm not even going to front with you. It took years of work, and, like, I have a personal life situation right now that is really hard, so I have to work on it every day, even when I don't have stuff going on, but it's totally possible. We can get better. It's hard work, but so worth it. That chaos, that inner chaos, you don't have to live like that. For people who aren't familiar with it, with the kind of stuff that I have going on, like BPD, I can't just take a pill for that. It's deeper than that, so you have to actually go through different types of modalities to rewire yourself, basically. Although other sub things can be medicated. But that's another thing here is that people have brought up, I have to be really careful with that because if I want to go and do something for my ADHD, I have to make sure that it's not going to aggravate the other stuff. You know what I mean? It's, like I said, I keep saying it, it's complicated.
He would, like, walk up to the ethical line and then slam a boundary down when I got too close.
I think it's interesting here. You can see more of that twisting and that sort of thing because if you don't cross that line, then you have maintained your ethics. And when you slam down that boundary, you're maintaining your ethics. But she calls it a nasty boundary, and you can tell she really just doesn't like boundaries unless she's kind of using them incorrectly.
When I told him that I couldn't live in a compartmentalized, boundaried way, he blurted out, he was like, why can't you be more like me? That was his way of, like, asking. He was like, why can't you stay in this dynamic with me forever?
Absolute disrespect of boundaries, as well as if you watch these videos, which I encourage you not to, honestly. There's plenty of people posting clips that was from Alive. Her behavior is becoming much more performative. It's escalating because if you watch from the first video to the last video, it's definitely changing. There's a lot of inconsistencies in the stories. I think one thing that we really need to talk about, I've seen the parodies and stuff like that, and I'm not shading, I get it, whatever, but it's really not funny. And this is serious, and I genuinely hope that dude has someone walking him to his car, that he is safe. Because if she doesn't do something, there is also a chance her communal narc followers will. So just please keep that in mind. It feels very dangerous.
Someone found my therapist. Okay. People are so crazy. People are so crazy. Oh my God. Paint you blue. Just between us did the love affair maim you too.
Moving on to the heavy use of AI, and let me tell you what, I cannot wait until medicine and the laws catch up with these companies, because I asked ChatGPT, I was like, was that you? And it was like, no, it wasn't me, but like it was kind of me. That was version 4. Okay. And the other thing about the AI is that she is obviously using it to fuel things, but it has disagreed with her, and when they disagree with her, she stops using it. She used the AI to write like an email that she read to her therapist, and it was clear that she was mentally involved in a deep relationship. There's 3, but they go back and forth, and then ChatGPT just made an update that it's not supposed to fuel you up and make you think that you are a god, which we probably could have started with that. Where are like the 3 rules of robotics? What happened to that? You can tell outside of parasocial contact, with a little side note on that one, if you think that you can get her to see the light in Alive or by making a video, I just made 3 parts, I know she's not going to listen to any of that because that's not the space she's in, then maybe we should check our savior complex just a little bit. But if you don't, works out, can you come over to my house next and help me solve world hunger? Would love that. The relationships with the AI chatbots make sense because while I'm not saying that she has what I have, because I don't really think that she does, I think there's other stuff going on here. However, when you're in any kind of episode or anything like that, it is hard to keep friends because of your behavior and because of certain things that you'll say, and really just a lack of responsibility for anything. So she goes in for her like final appointment.
Maintains that he knew that she was in love with him the whole time, and that's like where the ethical boundary got crossed. But in the live she did tonight, she discloses that they did not talk about her feelings until their in-person appointments, and they only had 4 in-person appointments at the end of their doctor-patient relationship.
Why, thank you for that, Mrs. Bonadonna Bartleby. She has a song about her and will be tagged in the comments so you can go watch the rest of that video. So the story's starting to change. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of performance now. And at first it was a little different, but moving on, it's changing into something else because things are escalating, right? Before those in-person appointments, she claims that she was not only sending him emails about being in love with him, talking to him on Zoom, because most of the appointments were Zoom, about being in love with him, and that she made a recording at an in-person appointment describing a very inappropriate dream, which I'm gonna reiterate this, if there was a recording, one, if it exists, you would have heard it by now, unless it made her look bad, or two, it doesn't exist. All of that, we're getting to the final appointment. She walks in and makes a big dramatic thing that she had probably been thinking about and coming up with for days, but in my experience, that big dramatic thing was another form of manipulation because she's on the inside probably hoping he's gonna drop to his knee and propose. He's in love. I finally called it out.
And then I said, after you set the boundary of us having a professional patient-doctor relationship and I accepted your boundary, you let me in and engaged deeper with me than ever before. And he interrupted me and he said, tell me the ways I let you in. I was like, what?
I would almost bet my favorite pair of Crocs, and I really like them, that it was not said in that way if it was said at all. Not to mention if someone is coming in, and she describes storming in, it's a very dramatic situation, and accusing him of this, I think it's fair to ask, how do you feel that I did this? Then she goes into more of the explanation. She's just mad he enforced boundaries with her.
It's exhausting and draining. You get to live in your compartmentalized, boundaried world, and I'm not like that. And what does this man do? He blurts out, why can't you be more like me? Once again, I am taken aback. And I have to think about it.
I can't respect your boundaries. Cool. Then you don't need to be a part of their world. But this is a problem that she ran into with her friends. And the way she kind of talked about this, I don't know if they're her friends anymore.
This is a pattern that I've seen in other emotionally immature people that are close to me in my life, that I'll try to have a conversation with them to like make amends about something that may have happened and try to give them a chance to apologize for ways that they may have mistreated me. And instead of acknowledging what they've done, they'll say, tell me the ways that I did that. It's happened more than once after Psychiatrist said that.
I think it's reasonable if you're demanding an apology to tell people why you want that apology, and judging by everything else, did they really do that? Maybe it's misconstrued, who knows? But again, there is one constant in all of this. But that was it for this one. I just really hope that this person gets the help that they need. I don't find this funny. I find it really sad and really dangerous. Hope you have a good day, and I'll see you soon.